What's going on, everybody? It's Palermo back here with Foul Mouth Football, of course, with my co-host here, Coop, Chris Coopari. We're about to showcase the Thursday night game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. First game of the season. We're excited. We're pumped. We're going to go ahead and just simply compare the two teams, right, Chris? We're just going to go over the starters with the injury reports on the offensive side of the ball, the defensive side of the ball. We don't know too much about the special teams, so we'll just kind of leave it at that. Right. But we're just going to kind of break down each positioning and just kind of compare the two and see what we come up with as an outcome. You know, just some interesting stats and facts about both teams, and we're just going to go from there. So
yeah, man, love it.
Perfect. All right, Coop, you want to go ahead and start then?
Yeah. Let's start with Cowboys. We'll go Cowboys offense here. Just kind of we know what kind of offense they can be with Dak Prescott. Mm-hmm. But I think their key this year is going to be their O-line. Last year they were piecing together an O-line that was just injured and just they basically just duct taped it because they allowed 3 sacks per game last year, which was towards the bottom of the league. So they just weren't. They weren't together, and it showed a lot with Ezekiel Elliott. I felt like he wasn't running. This was his, I think, lowest yards per carry in his whole career. He only had, I think, stat was a 4 and 4 yards per carry. And in the past, he's had more than that every single year, and he had just under 1,000 yards rushing. So I think this year, with their offensive line, I think Tyron Smith is back and Leo Collins.
Martin.
Martin's back. I think he's on the COVID list though.
Is he?
Right now. Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, he is. He's got the big O next to his name, the big red O.
So he's
not looking good. He is going to be out. I think they said today on Good Morning Football, they talked about it. I think they already are making plans for a replacement. So who's next on that depth chart for him? Right guard?
I don't even know.
It's a gentleman by the name of Connor McGovern.
Oof.
Not too sure who that guy is.
Never heard
of him, buddy. Good luck, Chief. Huh?
Against that defensive front on the Bucs, I mean,
not looking good.
That's the thing; they're gonna have a tough time with that. And Ezekiel Elliott, I mean, he can be good, of course, but he got to hold on to the football. I feel like last year that was his big thing. He kept fumbling. I mean,
absolutely.
A lot of games he would, he'd be having some good runs, and then he would just cough up the ball. But it was a totally different feel last year without Dak there. Just who was playing quarterback, nobody knew. So I
know they had a rotation between 3 different guys throughout the whole year. I mean, it was tough, man.
Tough, real tough. I just think that if they don't get any type of run game established, you don't know how Dak's going to be. I mean, that's a big injury. That's the last time he even took a snap. Did he play in the preseason? Do you know?
He didn't. No, he didn't play at all in the preseason.
Yeah,
so it's tough. Yeah, it's tough going out with an injury like that. I mean, especially as one as gruesome as his was.
Rough.
I mean, that was awful to see, man. We watched it live here, and it was disgusting. Good for him for rehabbing it back and getting back to the field. I just know from previous experience playing, if I ever got injured, I always favored it. I always got nervous. I was always timid. I'm sure he's probably going to be feeling that same way, man. But I hope, for his sake and for the Cowboys' sake, because they truly can win that division with ease, I think.
Sure.
Well, Washington's going to be a challenge for him, but I still think that they're probably overall going to be the best team when it's all said and done at the end of the year. If they can put all phases of the ball, the game together, I think they'll do well. But Dak, man, he should have threw and played in some live game action prior to playing the defending Super Bowl champions on Thursday night. So
just to get a feel, like even they since he put in Burrow for a second, but I think they put him in because they played Miami preseason, so they put him in. I think it was one series. He took 3 snaps,
right?
And even to get that feel and just what I mean, just so what it feels like to be in a live game again,
right?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's up in the air how he's going to play. To be honest with you,
right?
First game back.
They do, man. They really do. And honestly, I love their receiving core too. I used to play receiver, bro, so I'm partial to receivers. So I love watching. I was the other day, I was at the park with my nephew and my son. And my nephew, he wants to play football, right? He's in football now. He's young and he's trying to be a receiver. And obviously at that age, everybody's a receiver or running back. So
we don't know, right?
I'm trying to teach him some routes. And I'm like, you know what? The best person to go home and watch, to see his releases, to see how he gets off the ball, his hand firing, route running, Amari Cooper. I think he is I think he is bar none the best route runner in the game. I think like maybe a Keenan Allen might be a second to him. Yep. But honestly, man, I think Amari Cooper is the best route runner in the game right now.
Yeah, he's nasty. No, I would agree with you. He's just clean. He's smooth. He had over 1,000 yards last year. I mean, 92 receptions. He got looks. He got his touchdowns. I think he only had like 5 touchdowns last year, so that wasn't that high. But he's good, man. It's so weird when he came from the Raiders. That was a totally different guy. It's like he just didn't play well at that system.
He didn't, man. I mean, the Raiders really underutilized his abilities, and to be honest with you, they didn't put anybody around him either. I mean, it didn't take any of the pressure off him, so he's probably always getting double teamed, triple teamed every time he ran downfield. You know what I mean? Yep. So, with the Cowboys receiving core, I mean, you got 3 starting wide receivers at this point who can easily go over 1,000 yards each between CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, and then Amari Cooper. Right? All 3 of those guys are either 1-2s, or I personally think Gallup and CeeDee right now. Gallup's always going to be a number 2 in my eyes, and Cooper and CeeDee are going to be number 1s. They could be number 1s in their own right for any team. You know what I mean?
2 number 1s on the team. It's pretty nasty.
That's insane, man. It really is.
The video highlights of them at all playing?
Yeah.
But no, I agree with you. I think I think they're both number 1 receivers if they're on different teams. You know what I mean? Like, obviously they're number 1 receivers anyways, but and Lamb for 900 yards receiving last year with 74 receptions. Even with Dak being out, they got, you know what I mean? They got looks. So
absolutely
back in. I mean, I think it's going to be pretty. They could be nasty if that O-line gives Dak some time. If you see him scrambling around, trying to just run for his life out there, I think he has a lot of trouble because of that injury, at least early on in the season.
Absolutely.
But if they can give him some time, and it could be dangerous.
Absolutely. I heard a stat earlier today that it was a fantasy football one type scenario that CeeDee Lamb was the only wide receiver in all of the NFL who was averaging over 15 points per week in fantasy football points.
No way.
All four of the games that Dak Prescott played. So, once he comes back, he was the only wide receiver in the entire league that averaged 15 points or more.
I wish I had known that before my fantasy draft.
I know. Honestly, man, I honestly think he's going to be. I think at some point he's going to take over as the number 1 there, and I think they're going to have 2 number 1s on the team, man. It's going to be, they're going to live and die by the actual, receiving core there. To be honest,
Agreed.
I think Zeke, man, he's tough to pin down. I mean, he came out red hot when he first started. Rookie. Led the league in rushing yards. He was always solid, and then he got into some trouble. Kind of deteriorated his career a little bit, took a step back. And then ever since, the last couple of years here, he hasn't really done that much, man. No. I mean, last year he was under 1,000 yards. I get it. The offensive line was hurt, it's tough to come back from when your offensive line is not at 100%, but you're a playmaker. You got to make plays, dude,
Make plays. I agree. The first 2 years, his O-line was, they were top.
Insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
So, but no, I agree. That's as far as their offense goes. Tight end's the only position that's probably a little weak, and I don't even think Jarwin's that bad. But other than that, they got it all together.
Their offensive side of the ball is going to be nice this year, but their defensive side of the ball, man, I just don't. I would agree. Don't see them being anything. They added one big time quote unquote playmaker who didn't even play last year. He sat out because of COVID.
Is that Hooker?
No, Micah Parsons.
Oh, yeah.
Micah Parsons. He didn't even play last year, but they drafted him in the first round. And he's an explosive, dynamic playmaker. Him and Van Der Esch will be nice. Jalen Smith, they'll be nice. That's a nice 3 linebacking core right there, 3 linebackers. But dude, I got to tell you, man, they were like Swiss cheese last year. I mean, anybody could run through them. You know what I mean? The holes were just absolutely gigantic. So who they got on defensive line? What they got going on there?
The only one that I can even name that could be anything is Demarcus Lawrence is.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is since he's the only one, and we know he is, teams do too. So he gets doubled all the time.
Absolutely.
The last 2 years, he's had 11.5 sacks. So it's like he can't get in there because there's nobody else to get in there to help him. So.
Oh, you're saying combined total within 2 years?
Total,
not per year. I was going to say, damn, man.
No.
I was like, shit, they should sign him for a bag.
Yeah, no, it was only, I think 6 1 year and, 5.5 the other year or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, he's just, he's got no help. He's got Randy Gregory, but MMA fighters. He's tackling, punch.
That's it, man.
Out there,
That's all. Getting his ass kicked. No big deal. Scumbag.
But yeah, man, I don't know. I just they're not there. The if you compare their defensive line to the offensive line they're going against, Tom Brady might be able to sit back there for, I don't know, at least 10
till next
seconds.
Thursday. Yeah.
Right. Till
next Thursday's game.
Right.
Yeah. That's funny.
But yeah, if Parsons and the linebacking crew can, the thing is, if they can bottle up, the running backs for the Bucs they're okay, but that's not their game. Their game is pass the ball. So
right.
I don't know.
At this point, I feel like both teams are going to be looking to have a shootout. It's a good first game for the season starter. I like it a lot. Ooh, what do we got here? A little ad. Woo.
Oh, I love this ad.
Me too, man. I gotta tell you, let's bump it out of there real quick. But yeah, man, I don't know. I personally think, obviously, I think we already touched base in the last episode that we did. I think that the Bucs are overall the more solid team.
Sure.
If the defensive side of the ball for the Cowboys, if they would have done a little bit more off-season, work by getting some, maybe some trade bait in there and some acquisitions, and maybe even went a little bit harder on the draft. I don't know, man. Yeah. I personally think Jalen Smith and Van Der Esch, they were a good 1-2 punch. I mean, they didn't have to go another linebacker. They could have beefed up their defensive line. Because
I would agree.
I mean, they let up 2,500 yards, 2,600 yards rushing last year, which was bottom of the barrel. It all starts with your front, right? Your big guys, the hogs 100%. Up front. You know what I mean? So the linebackers, they're all in their own right good coverage linebackers, but do they plug the holes? Maybe. Yes, no, who knows? You need the big beef up front, bro.
I agree.
They don't have the beef. They got fast edge rushers, and that's it.
They did. And on their back end, they signed Malik Hooker and Keanu Neal from the Falcons, but Hooker didn't even play. I don't even think he played last year because he was injured, and he played in a couple games maybe. But
he came over from where? Atlanta? Neal?
Neal from Atlanta.
Yeah.
But they have Neal. He's supposed to be safety technically, but they got him in as a linebacker as well. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what they're going to be running or what they're going to be doing, but I feel like because their front end is so weak on the line, their secondary is going to be weak as well because they're not that strong.
Absolutely.
It's not going. They're going to have too much time.
Well, there's
get open.
There's a thing called coverage sacks, but is their coverage going to hold up that long? Because they have to cover until somebody from the defensive line or the second level linebacking crew gets to the quarterback or stops the ball, right? So if they have nobody really truly as a rusher, they have two good edge rushers, I guess you could say, with Randy Gregory and Lawrence there, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, man. I'm up in the air with the Cowboys right now. We'll see what happens. Right. I think they're starting to move it in the right direction. They also have Trayvon Diggs that they drafted last year. He had a pretty good rookie campaign, but again, man, I really think that the defense really goes in favor of Tampa Bay. I do think the offense actually favors the Cowboys, so I think it's going to be a more favorable offense with the Cowboys playing a more favorable defense with Tampa Bay. So it's going to make for a really good game, but
Yeah. No, I agree. I think if anything, on Tampa Bay, you're not going to be able to run. So, and that's and if they stop the run, people want to pass on Tampa Bay because that's technically their weakness if they had one on defense.
Right.
So with that, it could be interesting with that talent they got. So I don't know, that could make for something for, at least a high scoring game.
Right. I would like to see it. Obviously everybody likes to see a high scoring game, right? It's entertaining. It's exciting. Both sides of the ball have superstars, or both teams, excuse me, have superstars. Let's just hope they show out, man. It's going to be fun because there's going to be fans in the stands. The crowd's going to be going nuts, man. Tampa's a really cool city. Obviously, yeah.
Have you ever been? You ever been to Raymond James?
No, I've never been down there before.
God, so nice.
Yeah, it's sick.
Oh, sick. It's fun. It's a good feel to it. I would like to go down there with a Tom Brady Tampa Bay. I bet you there's a lot more fans.
For sure. Well, they also got the Tampa Bay Lightning down there, and forgive me, correct me if I'm wrong here, but they also won the Stanley Cup, didn't they?
Did they?
I'm pretty sure the Stanley Cup Finals were won by the Tampa Bay Lightning this year.
They had a good year.
No kidding, man. That's incredible. And meanwhile, we're sitting up here in upstate New York rooting for the Detroit Lions and the Miami Dolphins. How the hell are we doing? Not looking so good.
Not good.
Not looking so good, man. Gotta tell you. I can only imagine what it's like to actually root for a good team. I don't know why I do it to myself, but it is what it is. What are you gonna do?
You know the one thing about the Cowboys, though, how do you feel about McCarthy as the coach? I
never liked him.
He's the only reason that he was somewhat decent in Green Bay is because of Aaron Rodgers.
100%. He doesn't even. I think he misspells his name sometimes. To be honest with you, that guy, dude. He looks like Jabba the Hutt, fat slob on the sideline. You know, like Jesus, dude. Give me a break. I'm not really into him as a coach. You know
why they brought him? I think they brought him in because Jerry Jones knows you can tell him whatever and he'll do it. Basically.
Yeah, well, I mean, who was early? Who was before him? Jarrett?
Oh yeah, Jason Garrett. Yeah.
Jason Garrett, that's his name. I mean, come on, they got two
puppets,
two freaking magoos in place. You know,
those guys.
Nobody wants that, man. Get them out of there, dude. Let them coach themselves.
You like Bruce Arians?
I do. I do
too.
I do, man. I feel like he's got a lot to teach. And I think he's actually extremely humble, and he is grateful for the opportunity to be able to coach and be with someone like a Tom Brady, who Tom Brady in his own right is a coach too. He's a playing coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he knows how to play the game of football. He knows how to play it right. So, you know, you combine the 2 years of experience with Arians and years of experience with Brady playing still, it's a good combo.
It is.
I personally think Brady would be successful anywhere he went, which is disgusting. So
I've had this conversation with people, and everybody used to say it was in a group text with, you know, a bunch of guys, and I would say there's probably like 5 of us. I would say 3 out of the 5 guys thinks Brady's a system quarterback and he'll never make it anywhere else. This is when he was in New England.
Right.
And 2 guys were like me, where I'm like, he's Tom Brady. He
right.
Do it.
Yeah.
He proved it. He already proved it. So
he's a freaking gamer. Oh. He's a gamer, dude. He's incredible, man. You know, like, gosh, what a lucky team. Both teams. New England had him forever, and now Tampa's enjoying it. This is not fair, man.
So close to going to Miami. Tampa's not far from Miami.
I know, man. Just a scotch bit farther. Why Tampa, though? I don't get it. What happened there?
You know what I think it is? He wanted to he's looking to retire soon. They want to move to Tampa. It's kind of nice. Miami's a little wild. He's a little older. Mm-hmm. Tampa's nice and quiet, but it's still, you know, it's a good team.
I guess. I don't know. That's all. He should have went to Miami, man. You know? I mean, TB12, brother. You know? Son of a pup.
No.
All right. So what are we saying overall for total point output for Dallas?
Total point output for Dallas against that, with the old line and Zach Martin now being out. Gosh, I think Dallas only scores. I think they score 2 to 3 touchdowns, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think they score much more. I think if they bottle up Ezekiel Elliott and they have no, I don't know. I think it's a tough, like I said, tough matchup. I'll give them 21 points. You know,
okay.
On my side, yeah.
All right, biggest strength. Yeah, I'm gonna say 24 points. I'm gonna say 24 points is right around where I think they're gonna score. What do you think? Let's rank the wide receiver. Let's rank the skilled positions, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
What do you think the biggest strength of the Cowboys are? Is it the wide receivers, running backs, offensive line, quarterback play? What do you think?
Right now, I would have to say it's got to be that receiving core. I mean, I would say Ezekiel Elliott, but after the year last year and stuff, I just last couple of years really. And the receivers, even with the the backup quarterbacks, they were solid, man.
Yeah.
With all those, I mean, they had a lot of yards, and I think they come back strong. And I think prediction is, I think CeeDee Lamb outperforms Amari Cooper. For as good as Amari Cooper is, and that's a lot to say.
For the whole season, you're saying?
Yeah, I think you got 1,000-yard receivers with both of those guys, but I think CeeDee Lamb ends up.
I'm going to say 3.
I'm
going to say 3. Absolutely.
Okay.
I think Dak throws for over 5,000 yards this year, too.
You think he just takes
easily
games to get going?
I think he comes out slinging.
You think he comes out
I
slinging?
do. I really do. I do, man, because he's got a lot to prove too. They just paid him a bag not too long ago, right?
Yeah.
And rightfully so. I think Dak's a good quarterback. I'm not, downplaying what he's done. Man, these are really some great people on this ad, man. I'm just basically playing some highlights at this point. You know what I mean?
Know.
So it is what it is. So okay, I think if I'm going to rank them, I think that absolutely, I'd be right there with you. So wide receivers, you're number 1.
Yeah, gotta be.
Okay, what do you think is number 2?
For them, gotta go running back, and then they're running back and quarterback, of course, Dak. But their line is the weakness, man. And how do you protect a guy who just came off a huge injury? I mean, that should have been. I mean, they should have went after. So, like you said, they should have went after D lineman. I think they should have went after O lineman. I mean, especially when your franchise QB came off a big injury, you got to protect.
Right. So you think that the offensive line is the problem just based off the fact that they were all hurt, or when they're fully healthy, they're still the problem?
I think that based off the fact that they were all hurt, and I think they're how old is Tyron Smith? I mean, he's still good. He's a little older. I just think they're still a little weak at that position.
Yeah, they got Lael Collins, Zach Martin.
But if he's out, I'm saying this week will be a tough one.
Yeah.
I still think they're the weak point.
Sure.
Of the team until they prove otherwise from last year. If they come out and I know they're healthy now, so if they come out and they play well, then I'll give them some credit. But
sure,
until then, I can't trust the O-line.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So you got wide receivers first, second, you got running back over quarterback.
Running back over quarterback.
So 2
more important, and then I think the running back will free up a nice. Then I got Dak, and the O-line last. Yeah. Okay,
so we got wide receivers, strength, and then the offensive line is the weakest part of the offense. Okay, so that's for Dallas. So I'm right there with you, man. I honestly think that the strong point is going to be the receiving core for sure. I think next up though is Dak. I do. I think the quarterback is number 2 in my eyes, just because you live and die by your quarterback play, right? And
I agree.
He again coming off that devastating injury. I think he's ready to really show out this year. He was playing absolutely incredible last year before he got injured. I think all the way up until like week number 8, he was still in the top, I think it was 12 quarterbacks for passing yards. Yeah, it was insane. He was on pace for 5,500 yards and 60 touchdowns or something abnormal, bro. It was ridiculous.
Damn.
Yeah, you got to look up the stats. They were incredible.
That's incredible.
But yeah, I think Dak's number 2. Yeah. Honestly, I think number 3 is the offensive line. I mean, if they all come back healthy, obviously with Martin out this week, that's going to be pretty difficult. But I think that offensive line, when they do come back healthy, they are one of the bigger strengths of the team. And you can't go anywhere without the Hogs up front. So Zeke's only going to be as good as what his offensive line allows him to be.
Agree.
So with that said, I do think Zeke is kind of, interchangeable there, number 4, in the rankings. So yeah, I would say wide receivers, quarterback, offensive line, and then running back is where I would place all those.
I like it. I like it.
So
I like it for sure. Let's head on to the Bucs, man.
Let's do it, man.
Like the Bucs. I like talking about. I like Tom Brady. I just do.
All right, so let's do it. Let's talk about what do you think the biggest strengths of the team are?
Tom Brady is my strength. He keeps me going at night and during the day. No, I mean, 2020, he threw 40 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. I mean, who does that at, what is he, 40?
44. Just turned 44 recently.
Super Bowl MVP?
Yep.
Could have been the MVP of the league, really, I thought. I mean,
if no Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
Right. But yeah, I mean, for sure, the strength of that team is that leader. That's 100%. I think both sides of the ball, he makes play better.
100%.
Without him there, it's a different team.
Yeah. Well, you got to think, if Jameis Winston was still the quarterback there's no shot they go to the Super Bowl last year.
Not a chance.
No shot.
Not a chance. Like you said, he's a coach. He coaches. I mean,
100%.
People listen.
Do you know how many grown-ass men are sitting there saying, I am so thankful I get a chance to play with Tom friggin' Brady?
Shit, man.
I mean, guys who have been in the league for years at this point who are saying, I am so thankful to be playing alongside of this man because he is the best to ever do it. There's no doubt about it. Anybody who says otherwise is just ignorant. They don't know anything about the game of football, and they might just be using a biased opinion against someone else just because it might be
I would say so.
You know, let's be honest. You got to, you know, you got to honor talent when you see talent, right? You got to just say, hey, he's the best to do it. Just be thankful he's doing it in our lifetime, because you might never ever see somebody who does something like this ever again.
Not when we're living.
Exactly.
There's not gonna. It's incredible, man.
I mean, you know, I usually just if I ever see Tom Brady in person, I might say something along the lines of,
"Oh yes, Daddy."
Something like that, you know.
You got to.
I would just be like a little kid, you know.
A little voice too.
That's it, man. Hello. You know, something like that.
Crazy. And he kept the band together. Like the whole team is back. I mean, there's no change.
Again, that's because he renegotiates his contract.
Yeah.
He's smart, man. He recruits players back down there just to fill gaps. I mean, Rob Gronkowski, he's still a good tight end, but there's no way that he would go anywhere else right now at this point.
He would have never came out.
Do you want funny story, quick little tidbit, I'm sure you probably already heard this, but do you want to know why Rob Gronkowski retired?
Why?
Retired? Because he was he was most likely going to be traded to the Detroit Lions.
Get out of here.
Swear to God, look it up, man. Funny story.
Oh my God.
Actually, you could probably Google it and the video will come up. He actually says it on live TV in an interview.
No shit.
It was heart-wrenching for me to listen to.
That sucks. That would have been a nice addition. But hey, you got a good tight end now, but
still. Oh
yeah.
It was funny. I just thought that was a little.
Oh, that's why he retires. The Lions got him to retire.
They did. Again, coming over to Detroit. Well, because we had Patricia at the time, so we had the Patriot connection, and he was trying to finagle something. Yeah. So he tried to get Gronk, and Gronk said, "Nope, I'm going to finish out my last year under contract with the Patriots, but I'm going to retire as a Patriot."
Good for him.
It was smart. It was a smart decision on his part. You can't trade somebody who retired and decided to give up the game.
Right.
Pretty funny, man.
Oh my God, that's a funny story. I never knew that.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Friggin' jerk. Scumbags. What are you gonna do?
But yeah, definitely Tom Brady the strength for sure. I mean, you got to go with that. And then he's got everybody in the world to pass to. I mean,
between the two teams, you got 6 wide receivers that you can just literally watch all night long and just be entertained by the route running, the catches that they make, the speed, the athleticism. All 6 of them are absolutely incredible receivers.
Incredible.
It's stupid. It's not even fair. I couldn't even imagine having that type of receiving core, you know, for a team to watch and be my favorite team. So
it's insanity.
Stupid.
Antonio Brown's 33 years old, and I just read something that Arian said he looks like he did 4 or 5 years ago. He is so crisp right now, fast, quick. Routes are on point. I mean, he's gonna have a great year.
Again, yeah. I mean, he literally. I mean, I can never say I scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl, but he sure can. Even with all the problems that he had leading up to it, he still performed. I mean, Antonio Brown was one of. He's definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer, I think.
Yep.
So, you know, I mean, to have somebody like that on your team and kind of mentor someone like a Chris Godwin. You know, he's very similar to this play style, and I think that they're a perfect fit for each other. Then you got Mike Evans, that long ball, you know what I mean? The red zone threat. So, yeah, absolutely, man. Wide receivers I'm right there with you, right behind TB12 for sure.
Behind TB12. And then you got to go their O-line. I mean, their O-line is right up there with all. I mean, they're the best, you know, top 5 or whatever in the league. They're just, they give them time, man, and they're good. Mm-hmm. And then the running back core is, you know, definitely last. But, you know, who do they even, you know, they picked up Bernard this year.
Giovanni Bernard. They got
Jones, right?
Ronald Jones. Yep. And then they also got, obviously, Leonard Fournette.
Is he even playing? I heard he wasn't even doing anything.
And they got that Vaughn kid, too. Kayshawn Vaughn or something like that, his name is.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Leonard Fournette's a starter technically. Ronald Jones comes in and spells him for a few plays, few series here and there. I'm sure they'll probably throw Giovanni Bernard in for third down purposes, maybe just pass get third down, third and long, something like that. So they're okay. You're right, absolutely. They're all pretty good in their own right. They all have sparks of talent. So, but yeah, no. Fun fact though. So Ali Marpet, the starting left guard.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is from what is it? Where's the actual? Oh my gosh, where's the college that Kaplan went to, bro? Hobart? Hobart and Smith or something like that? Yeah, he's from Hobart.
Really?
Yeah.
He's playing with Tom Brady.
Yeah, he's from friggin' Hobart, dude, which is the only reason why we bring this up, obviously, is because Hobart's not too far from where we live. So
right.
Yeah, and it was a Division III school nonetheless.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And he got picked in the second round, bro. Ali Marpet's from Hobart.
No shit. And then we have, wasn't Ray Rice from North Rockland, or what was the school he was from around?
He was from New Rochelle. New Rochelle. Yeah. Yep. And actually, your high school played him.
That's right. I think it was at the game.
The States, yeah.
I was at the game, I'm pretty sure. It's like
they played against they played against him, LeVar Labdal, Tracy Green, or something, whatever his name is. They were all in the league, all three of them.
Crazy.
Yeah. 2 wide receivers, 1 running back.
Ray Rice had a good finish to his career.
Yeah, no, he's doing real well. Good for you, buddy.
I need to go in an elevator with
Good him. For you, scumbag. Why don't you?
Guppy. Oh man,
he's a good guy. Good, real good guy. That guy.
Some of these guys, man, you got the world by the cojones.
Okay, I can't stop it.
Let's listen to this guy laugh.
Stop it. Okay, I'm just gonna exile.
Poor Ray Rice. That guy's laughing at him so hard.
Oh man! All right, let's get back on schedule here. Okay, so we got.
That's it. Yeah, we got Tom Brady's
quarterback number 1 for Tampa.
Yep.
You're saying the wide receivers for number 2.
Yeah.
What do you got for number 3?
I think it's 1A, 1B, 1C with you got quarterback, receivers, and line, and then the running backs are just they're just there. They're not bad. They're just because the O line's good. You could plug anybody back there, really.
Right. Yeah, that offensive line. To me, I think the offensive line is right there, number 1 for me.
Sure.
I do. Again, being an ex-player myself, obviously I never made it to the league or anything like that, or never even came close. But I always thanked all of my offensive line, because again, if it's not for them creating the time and giving the quarterback the opportunity to throw that ball downfield to me or to any receiver down there, you're going nowhere, right? So any team who is successful, it all starts up front, and you gotta give love, show love where love is due. And their offensive line, man, I mean, Tom Brady, how many times did he get sacked last year? It wasn't much, minimal at best.
Kept them clean, man. That
that jersey's always white. You know what I mean? They're down in the trenches, so you can go home at night without having to take a shower after the game. You know what I mean?
Right. I know.
So I personally think that the offensive line is number 1 there. I mean, who they got? They got Ryan Jensen at center, Ali Marpet.
Yep.
Donovan Smith. I'm not I don't know too much about him. Alex Kappa, Tristan Wirfs, who was a rookie last year, and he had the highest grading for offensive. Offensive tackle last year he had one of the highest, player ratings in that position. I think he only let up 1 sack the entire year, and he was a freaking rookie, man. You know what I mean?
Scouting team, man.
Yeah, seriously. That all starts. I mean, that's the thing, is that when a team does successful, it's truly a team. Yeah, we watch 11 players on the field for both sides of the ball for each team, but it all starts in the off season. It really does. And you're absolutely right, dude. Props to the people who were able to step up, look at, and evaluate this talent. Because if you can't keep your skill position players clean, you're going nowhere. So, I mean, you're watching it right there. I mean, that's perfect. Tom Brady still throws a pretty decent ball, but at the same time, he needs a little extra time. You know, he's old. He's 4 years old. Let's be honest.
Cracks a little. I mean, but it gets out there.
He's rubbing Ben Gay in places he didn't even know he had. You know, so that's the thing. You know, but that's where I would say is the number one is the offensive line for sure.
Okay, I like it.
Number two, I would go with that's my boy Scotty Miller right there, dude. Scotty Miller, bro. What a guy. A guy, dude. Scotty Miller's the man. But I'd say the wide receivers are the number two. So I'd say offensive line number one, most important, and biggest strength for Tampa offense. And then I would say the wide receivers, of course, obviously you got Mike Evans, you got Chris Godwin, you got Antonio Brown, you got Scotty Miller. Those are all, you know, big time players. They're studs in their own right, man, you know. So number two is definitely the wide receiver core. Obviously TB12, number three for me. Again, pretty close in every statistic there for me in rating, you know. So, but you know, I gotta say, you know, he's definitely coming towards the end of his career. I think at some point.
I don't know anymore. I thought he was 4 years ago, but
everybody did. Jeez, dude.
It's just not ending.
Yeah, it's not. That's okay. That's what you can do. And then number four, you're absolutely right, man. The running backs are they're not me. They're not my favorite running backs. You know, nothing against them. I just, you know, I think there's
people.
The kind of couple of guys you can go out and have a beer with, to be honest with you, you know. But just not my thing, not my style of gameplay, you know. That's all. Just run the ball, okay? Just go. You know? That's it. But
I would agree with you.
And that's
I will say everybody just plays harder with Tom Brady, though.
Absolutely.
You know, like you said, if Winston was there, it's not the same team. But with Tom Brady there, even a guy that you're scouting and picking up, like you go, okay, let's say you're going to the Saints and you're going to play for Winston. You're going to play hard, but then you're like, wow, I just got drafted by the Bucs. I'm going to be playing with Tom Brady, who I watched when I was 15 years old, 10 years old, or whatever it is. And I get to play with him. I'm going to play it's just going to change you mentally.
Oh, for sure. And that's why I kind of go back to, you know, when Jameis was there, they were still putting up points.
They were.
But you could see the stark difference in attitude, right? Oh, yeah. I mean, you can see the mannerisms when Mike Evans was downfield, you know, doing one of these and Jameis would overthrow him or underthrow him or, do the biting of the thing and get people all weirded out, like what's happening, you know? But he would still end up with 30 touchdowns, but he would have 30 interceptions at the same time. You know what I mean? Yeah, that is definitely a huge problem. So it was just, you know, that plays a lot on your mental psyche at that point. And it's like, if I'm going to be running, you know, a 30, 40 yard dig route or a fade route, and my guy's not going to put it on me where I need to have it. What's the point? You know what I mean? Or if he's going to throw a pick and now I got to run downfield and it's just going to be a pain in the ass. And, you know, I'm wasting my energy because he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Correct.
So, you know, you're talking about someone like Tom Brady, who doesn't have the strongest arm, isn't very athletic, but he knows the system and he knows where to put the ball.
He's very intelligent.
Did you see that video of him where he threw the ball into the freaking jugs machine?
Is that real?
I got to tell you, it's being presented as real.
I think it's real because I love the guy, but I just people, and I thought it was real when I first watched it, but then I'm looking and people are commenting like, that's not real.
Well,
I don't know, man. I wouldn't put it past him.
I wouldn't either, man. I mean, that looks good. It looked good to me. Looked good to me.
Looked good to me, man.
You know, so. All right, so we rated the offense side of the ball. Let's transition now over to the defensive side of the ball for Tampa. What do you got? What do you think?
Defense is their front four, their front line. I mean, their trenches again are the strong point.
Yep.
They held teams in check last year, man. People didn't run on them.
Mm-hmm.
They just couldn't do it. And so I think that, and like I said, the band stayed together, so everybody's going to be the same. And I don't think the Cowboys can be able to run on them, really. I think it's going to be tough. Even with that O-line, like if they're banged up a little bit, I think running is going to be really tough.
I'll throw out some names here for you real quick, and then you can kind of expand on it. So you got Ndamukong Suh, who, of course, he was in Detroit and Miami. You know what you're getting with that guy.
Sure.
You got Vita Vea, big nose tackle, right?
third
big
year
guy.
in? He got drafted.
Third or fourth, yeah.
Yeah, something
Third
like
or fourth.
that.
He came from where? Was it Washington? I think he came from
Yep.
Washington University. University of Washington. Then you got William Golston at the DN. And you also got Jason Pierre-Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Firecracker. Firecracker. That's it, man. He's still a firecracker, that guy.
Doing it.
But, I mean, those are some big-time names, man. That's a hell of a defensive line right there. And, you know.
What a good crew, man.
It is.
It's hard to run on them. Their secondary is young. That would be, for me, they're probably the weakest point if they had one. I think you got Winfield back
Murphy Bunting, Sean Murphy Bunting there.
Yeah, those guys are bad. They're not bad. They're young. I think they're only like 3 or 4 years in.
No, Antonio Winfield was a rookie last year.
Yeah, he played nasty.
Antoine Winfield.
Yeah, he played good last year for.
He damn sure did.
Yeah, but I like David in the middle, Levante David, clogging up the holes and good coverage linebacker.
Devin White.
Yeah.
Devin White.
Yeah.
I was really hoping that would be the pick.
Wasn't that close?
Right. It was very close, but they ended up getting TJ Hawkinson, so I'm not mad. I
wouldn't be either.
So
he's a good player, man.
Yeah. What I am salty about watching is Antoine Winfield Jr. having a hell of a season, and watching Jeff Okudah not have a hell of a season.
That's tough.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I just don't see it, but it is what it is. We'll see. Growing pains, I guess.
That's right.
But
yeah, no, for me, it would be the line right there with the linebackers, and then their secondary is probably the weakest, but they're not even that weak. They're just, it's hard to say anything that passes. In my opinion, the full team, the all-around team is the best in the NFL as far as just
strongest.
They're strongest. I mean, they got everything.
Yeah. And, not to mention, I mean, the coaching staff too, right? I mean, what's his name there? The offensive coordinator. He used to be an ex-quarterback. Why can't I think of his name right now?
Is it Byron?
Yes, Byron Leftwich. Yep. Did you ever hear the story about when Tommy Boy went down there?
No.
For the first time when he got traded to Tampa?
No.
Yeah. So Byron Leftwich obviously moved down to Tampa. He was living there. He was already the offensive coordinator in Tampa. And then when Tom Brady got there, of course, they were going to meet up for like a little bit of a, cookout type hangout at Byron Leftwich's house.
Yeah.
And he gave him his address, and good old Tommy Boy went to the house next door. And he walked in to this person's house thinking it was Byron Leftwich's house.
It wasn't Leftwich.
And it was just this random man sitting there saying, "How you doing? What's going on?" He's like, "Hey," he's like, "How are you?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm good. Can I help you with something?" He's like, "I'm looking for Byron." He's like, "Yeah, he doesn't live here." So he walked into the wrong guy's house. Yep. Funny story.
Fantastic.
Yep. So.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
Isn't Byron, how much older is Byron than Tom Brady?
I don't think he is.
Is he younger?
I think he's about the same age or younger.
I think you're right.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I think he's not. Let's see here. Byron Leftwich.
It's got to be funny to be coaching
someone who's older than you.
Yeah, when you're.
He is. Byron Leftwich is 41 and Tom Brady is 44.
That's crazy.
Yep. Fun fact right there, man.
There
wow.
Take that home. What are your thoughts on their defense? You think they can overpower that offense of the Cowboys too?
Absolutely, yeah. And it's unfortunate because obviously, as we know, Zach Martin's not going to be playing this week. So, anytime you have somebody who's not a starter playing on your offensive line, nonetheless, protecting your quarterback, opening holes for the running backs, it's going to be tough, especially when you're playing one of the top defensive lines in the league. I think that side of the ball, absolutely. I do think that the defensive line is one of the bigger strengths, but I wouldn't put them at number one. I would, however, put the linebacking crew at number one for them.
Sure. Because
they, like you said, they're quick, they're great in coverage. But they also hit like brick shit houses, man. They really do. Both of them are, David and White, dude, those are two of the best linebackers in the league right now, no question.
They got Barrett too.
Shaq Barrett. Yep. Yep, they sure do.
So I agree.
And then I would say the secondary is up and coming. I wouldn't put them at number two. I would probably put that defensive line at number 2, just because if it wasn't for them, I don't think the secondary would have as much success as what they would have if there wasn't pressure being applied to quarterbacks to throw a bad ball, or to, maybe the ball gets tipped, or maybe the ball, doesn't make it to the destination because the quarterback had to miscue it a little bit. You know what I mean? So right. I do think that defensive line comes in at a high importance, and I think it's number 2 there. And then number 3, I would say is you're right, because they are a young crew, the secondary. So yeah. If I had to rank it, it's going to be linebacking crew, and they're great in coverage and they fill holes. The defensive line, just because they get after the quarterback and they can contain, and then that helps out obviously the secondary. You know what I mean? So it really does help with the timing of things. So I'm there with you, and I like the outcome of the game to go in favor of Tampa. What was the line? The spread? It was 8, right? 8.5.
It was, yeah. When we looked on, last video we made, I think it was 8.5. That was a couple days ago. Yeah, but I just, what do you think overall as far as? I truly don't think the Cowboys. I don't think they keep it that close. I just don't. I don't know, man.
If we're gonna have to go comparison here, I would put athletic. Let's go quarterback. I would put the athleticism, obviously, of Dallas's quarterback in favor. Right, I would put them above all. But overall, I think quarterback play is going to favor Tampa, just because you have Tom Brady. Again, you can't go against. You check for Tampa, absolutely.
Okay.
Wide receivers, that's a toss-up, man. I'm going to flip a coin. I'm going to flip a coin at this point.
Either one.
But if I had to, I think that the wide receivers are going to be in favor of Dallas, and I think they're going to be the ones who make it more of a game. I think the wide receivers for Dallas are going to keep them in the game more so than what the Tampa Bay's receiving core.
I would agree. If Dak can just get it in their hands quick, if they have a game plan to just get it out quick because of the pressure they're going to receive, maybe they can make some plays. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'll give a check mark for wide receivers to Dallas. Yep. Okay. Running backs, obviously, they go in favor of, I'm going to say Dallas.
Yeah.
Again, Zeke, Tony Pollard.
Pollard's good, man.
Yeah, they got Corey Clement too, from Philly. Yep, Philly. And then of course, that's 2 in favor of Dallas, I would say. But overall, defensively, I got to put the whole defense against the whole defense. I'm not going to break it down, for position. I think that Tampa Bay's defense overall in every position, every facet of it, secondary linebacking crew, and then obviously defensive line, I think it all favors Tampa. And it's the old cliche saying, offense wins ball games, but defense wins championships, which we saw last year, right? I mean, they absolutely dick pounded Patrick and the Chiefs, you know what I mean? So
that's what I'm saying. Imagine they can do to Dak, injured Dak, who hasn't played since
with a second string tackle in place.
It's gonna be rough.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's gonna be a rough day for the boys, but maybe they'll be hyped up a little bit. I just think it's gonna be tough for them.
I still think they end up winning that division, though. Them or Washington. I think it's gonna be a close race for winning that division.
Who else they got? The Giants? Nah. Eagles?
Philly.
I don't know, man. Philly's toss-up too, but yeah, I think you're right. I think the Cowboys win that division.
Them or Washington. We'll see. It all depends on how Fitzpatrick plays.
I'd love Fitz to come out and win.
Same.
Like Fitz, man.
Same. Well, yeah, 2 checks in favor of Tampa, 2 checks in favor of Dallas. I think the game could be pretty close, but again, I think we already covered this. This is just obviously we're doing this real quick just to kind of do a quick little prime time, matchup. That's all. I think that the game is very entertaining. I think there's a lot of points scored. I think all of the superstars do show out. I think everybody has a pretty decent game. I think it's going to be very entertaining, fun to watch. But I do think Tampa ends up winning, and they end up winning, pretty easily.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like a 35-24 type game.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. I think Cowboys get, a touchdown, near the end of the game too. I just think it'll be a tough one for him. But I'm excited to watch. I can't wait, man. 2 days away?
2 days away, man. I've had a pants tent this whole entire week, man. I've been pitching a tent down there. So
excited, man.
Yeah, I really have been, dude. It's like, even when something like isn't going so well, on a daily, I'm like, I don't give a shit. I got like 2 days left before football starts. Right. And I'm gonna be sitting my dad bod on my couch watching all the TVs. You know what I mean? And that's it. Eating the old chips and dip, baby. Maybe a little Pete's. I don't know, a little Pete's.
Ooh, love a little Pete's.
Good Pete's. Couple two treat beers. Who knows?
It's freaking that nice, like, I don't know if you're outside all tonight, but it's just crisp. Oh, yeah, nice, man.
It is. It's a little bit fall-y, but it's still a little summery. I just
wanted to put a pumpkin out, but
that's all. A pumpkin with some sunglasses on. Right. Something like that.
Exactly.
I don't know.
No, but maybe we'll do like a recap after the game.
Yeah, we'll catch up and see what happens, and we'll see how close we were actually with the scores. That's what I'm most interested about, is see how close we are with the scores, right? Because you could put up the pros, the pros, whatever they're called. Right. But I think we're pretty smart. I think we know what the hell we're talking about at times. Sometimes we ramble a little bit. But that's okay. It's a good filler. We're not this jerk off that we're watching right here, freaking Skip Bayless. He's a clown, dude.
Yes, I know. I like
Gosh, a clown. Do you?
He's a little loud for me.
He's a little. I feel like his lips just get in his way.
Yeah, they're big lips.
They're just talking. A lot of talking going on there.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, that's it. He's busting out.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll come back for a recap, and
I think we should recap. I think we should recap the whole first week.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do that. I think that would be a good next video, because if we do individual games, I like doing the individual games for prime time.
Sure.
But if we're doing individual games, every individual games with a video, it's gonna be a long season, brother. Yeah, it's gonna be a long season.
Yeah, we'll do a quick recap of each game and how right, like the Bengals are my lock, so we gotta. Woo!
Mine's the Packers, baby. Let's go. I gotta know. Yeah, I gotta know. Am I right? Am I wrong? Or somewhere in between. Who knows? Maybe the end of the tie. Maybe the end of the tie. You don't know. Do we push? Does a bet push? Who knows? Who knows? What are you gonna do? But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm pumped. I got my fantasy football. How'd your fantasy football draft go tonight?
Good.
You got any Cowboy? You got any of the boys? You got any the Bucks?
No, I don't got any boys. The Bucks actually got their defense.
Did you?
Tampa defense, yeah.
Nice.
Yep. I picked Antonio Brown up yesterday, and
in the other league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one was a 10-teamer, so the other one's 4.
Ooh, man, yeah, that's superstars everywhere on that team.
Oh,
then.
Phenomenal.
Jeez.
I got Jalen Waddle.
That's all.
I think I got him a little earlier than I wanted to, but my team name is Waddle with me.
That's all. Ooh, I like it. Right? That's all. Yeah. I love it. That's it. Right in the old nogs.
Oh man, you got your draft tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow 8 p.m., dude. I'm gonna be freaking laser focused in, man. I've been doing so many mock drafts. My overall grading is like a B plus, but that's only because I forgot about one of them and I got like a D.
Oh, you did.
You ever look at your grades? You ever do mock drafts?
I don't do. I look at my grades after the real one, but I don't do mock drafts. No.
Yeah,
I'm too good at fantasy for that.
No, yeah, I get that.
I haven't won in 10 years.
No, yeah. I haven't won in about 4 years. Last one I won was when I was working over at the old Checks, and won that one. Yeah, the page.
Paychecks.
Yeah. But last year I had most points scored, bro, by like not like a slim margin, but by like 80 points was the next person up, which was ridiculous.
What place you come in?
8th.
How's that even? See, it's such a fantasy football is luck. I mean, you got to be good at drafting, but at the same time, it's luck on who you play that week.
Buddy, it was insane. I was 80 points higher than the next person up. Most points scored. Came in 8th overall. That was incredible to me. I got smacked. I got smacked in the playoffs first round.
Oh.
Smacked. My team decided to just put up a normal game. As for the whole year, they were putting up above average games, if not ridiculous games. But they put a normal game in, and the kid that I played against absolutely dominated me. So it was what it is. Yeah, just garbage.
Garbage.
Garbage. But you know, what are you gonna do? So I'm excited, man. I'm pumped for the season. I'm ready for fantasy to start. I'm gonna be glued to all the TVs. We're gonna have a lot of good information coming up here. So hopefully we can really start diving in. Right now, it's just kind of like, yeah, what did they do last year? Here's what we think they're gonna do.
Really gauge, yeah.
It is, and yeah, we're looking up stats from last year, whereas now we can do last week. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a lot more fun, a lot more quick, you know, conversations going on here. So really do enjoy doing this right now. So it's a lot of fun. So it is what it is. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to the season with you, brother. I'm excited about things to come and see where we can go. We're doing pretty well on that first video. We're creeping up on 200 views right now. So
I put it up yesterday. So
that's it. Absolutely. So if you guys could please just keep following, keep sending us some love. I know we got some, you know, cool ads like this guy in the middle of our conversations. You know,
video you watched.
It is. You know, you're free. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you know, we're gonna start doing some fun things too. We're gonna start getting some guest appearances in here for the third monitor. You know what I mean? Getting somebody else in here, maybe some resident experts on the teams that we're focusing on. You know,
that'd be good.
Yeah, just to spice it up a little bit, have some banter, just, you know, some fun. We'll start doing a little bit more each time, and you know, we're still working through this, so you know,
we'll do some like competitions where if you know, I get my games right, my lock for the week wrong, I got to do something a little
goofy, you know. Hey, come on, you know, new bull goofing.
That's right.
We should throw that up. Actually, we should comment in the sections, the comment section, if you can here. If you guys want us to have like a running tally of each week and who's in the lead, you know, top picks. So we should do that. Absolutely, we should just do a quick pick 'em every single week. You know.
Yep.
Obviously, they're going to change. They're not going to be the same, I don't think. And then we'll just keep track, just kind of like what they do right now. You know what I mean? And then we'll break down each team each week, or not each team, each game. And then we'll highlight the you know, the primetime games every week and break down both teams and just kind of categorize who's you know, going to come out on top based off of what we think the importance is for each position. So
yeah, man,
good stuff. I like it. We're kind of getting direction as we go.
That's it, man.
Yep, I love it. Yep, that's it, baby. On the fly. So, all right. Well, what do you think, Hoop? You got anything else?
That's it, guys. Appreciate you watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Definitely comment, subscribe, and you know, let us know any feedback, please. Any feedback.
Absolutely.
We love doing these, so we hope you continue to watch them.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, we really appreciate all the new subscribers and the love and the comments. Keep commenting, keep subscribing, keep liking, please. It's very important to us. It might not mean much to you. It might take only 2 seconds out of your day, but it means, you know, the world to us. So really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. We're going to be signing off now until next video. This is Palermo signing out for Foul Mouth Football.
Peace.
See ya.